Hello, everyone. Excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat. Yes, good morning, everyone. We've got two waiting. I didn't go live yesterday because I was a little bit under the weather. As you can hear, I'm still really sniffly and I've got the headache from hell yesterday. Hey, Midnight Raven, how are you? Yeah, I were all headachy and sort of, sniffly. And hey, Sahara, how are you? I just didn't feel it yesterday. Yeah, so I didn't bother going live yesterday. I just sat on the sofa. I did sort of later on the day join people's live streams. I went in Midnight Ravens. Yeah, so I feel a little bit better this morning. Still feel all bunged up, but not so headachy. So yeah, so as the title says, still a little bit under the weather, but I'm here. You're welcome, Midnight Raven. Same as I say, I saw it were one of them days. I mean, a lot of people know I should have gone to the hospital yesterday evening, but I even had to cancel that. I felt absolutely pants. Okay then, Big Red Bear, go and take your shower and I'll see you in a bit. So yeah, as I say, I still feel like all bunged up, and I think basically it were sinuses, hay fever, and it caused the mother of all headaches. So, same as I said, it weren't worth going live the way I felt yesterday, so I didn't bother. And I think Pixie's got his mojo back because he did an awesome drone video. Oh, so yes. And talking of Pixie, is here? He did an absolutely awesome drone video yesterday. In fact, I called it epic because it was absolutely fantastic. So if any Tick Tick Kids TV, how are you? So yes, if you haven't watched Pixie's channel, the drone video and from yesterday, it was quite late when he published it on YouTube, and sort of hadn't had many views this morning. But same as I says, give it a few hours. He actually did. He went out. It didn't go out till nearly 8 o'clock last night because he likes to do it when it's the sun setting. Midnight Raven says, "All hail the sheep, Pixie." Well, funny thing is, when I watched it, there was one of a close-up, and I says to Pixie, I'm sure that it looked like the number on the sheet was 666. Oz Beach Andy, how are you? And Real Joey B, greetings from Dallas, Texas, USA. Yeah, so for those of you, and obviously Midnight Ravens watched it. Hi, Moz42. Oh, rum. Well, same as I said, I think, I don't know whether it's like I'm coming down with a cold, but I do have trouble with my sinuses. And my eyes has been sticky, my eyes has been itchy, and I put it down to like hay fever, like combined with my sinuses. And it were like, I thought my head was going to explode yesterday. Hiya, DJ Ian, how are you? Yeah, it was one of them situations where I sat here, or lay here, should I say, and I felt like my head was going to explode. It was that bad. So, I mean, obviously, Midnight Raven probably knows how I felt. It sort of just affected my head. It my ears, my head, and it were one of them sort of, you know, you just wanted to go in the corner of a dark room and lie down and go to sleep. You know what I mean? So, sort of that's just how I felt. So basically, yeah, I sat here. I didn't have the television on or anything. I just sort of lay on the sofa, hoping, you know, try to dose myself up with tablets. I mean, Pixie knows we both take an antihistamine every single day a year. And I don't know whether it's because of that the hay fever has grown accustomed to it or whatever, or probably need to take an extra one. I don't know. But, you know, same as I say, I thought at one point, you know, you get this ringing in your ears when you've got like somebody's playing drums in your head and feels like your head's in a vice. That's exactly how I felt yesterday. So, hey, good morning, Night Owl. I did watch your video. You'll have to wish Carter a happy birthday for me. Does anybody want to come up on the panel? Now we've got a few in. Hey, Kirsty, how are you? Oh, does DJ Ian want to come up, or are you still in bed? Oh, okie dokie then, Vicky. I'll send you the invite. I've typed your thing in, Night Owl, and it's not coming up. So, did you want to put your email in the? I know it's basically your name, but let me just try something. As you can tell, I'm not very technologically minded. I think I might have got it. I don't know. I've sent an invitation. Okay then, Pixie. Hi, Good Cell Life. How are you? Thanks for joining us. I'm going to try sending it through email. Night Owl. For some reason it's not. Some reason it's not coming up on the. I have sent it via email. You'll have to let me know if it works or not. And I'll see you later on, Pixie, if you haven't already gone. I don't know why that's not working through Hangouts. I had suffered from hay fever after getting up to 6 antihistamines a day. Needed something else. I was prescribed a steroidal nasal spray. That might be something. I have sent you an invitation, DJ in. We'll wait and see whether or not it works. Yeah, we have a Dolce. We have a Dolce Gusto, and you can get the. I think you can get tea flavors in it. So yeah. So we have a coffee, a Dolce Gusto machine, and Tassimo. You see, we considered buying Tassimo, but we went to Curry's this particular day, and the Dolce Gustos were on offer, so we got like the machine and 2 boxes of pods for about £39. So, but it was only that on for that one day. So we got a bargain. I mean, you can go to Asda now and they're about £100. So, and you see, when we use Dolce Gusto, you put like a milk pod in first, and then you put the coffee pod in afterwards. If you get what I mean, you get both sorts of pods in the boxes. I don't know about the tea, because same as I say, we mostly drink coffee, so I don't know about that. Yeah, so I mean, right, let me try again. I did send it via email, Night Owl. I will try sending it again. But Easy Days, how are you? How are you feeling this morning, Easy, after all them hot dogs last night? Yeah. If anybody's not accustomed to Easy Days, I don't know exactly how many. I think it was, were it 12, 11 that 11 or 12 hot dogs in the buns. Oh, sugar. DJ saying the app crashed again. I'll just try sending yours through email as well, DJing. Oh dear, I've got a sniffly nose. 12. I knew it were either 11 or 12. I weren't quite sure. And how you feeling? That's the main thing. You know, have you had stomach cramps or anything with eating all them? Oh, gotta go, footy. About to start. I want to watch the game. Osbeach, and it will know state of origin. Cheers all. That's okay. Same as I say, it's been a bugger lately that Book Army Nation. I want to say that the drone guy is my favourite people to watch right now. Hiya Bella, how are you? Well, you see, when you click on the icon to invite people up, I've copied and pasted your email, put it in, and it normally comes up because you've been on quite a few times, but it's not for some reason. So I don't know whether it's Hang on a minute. Midnight Raven, let me just see if I can... I have no idea. Well, I tell you what, Midnight Raven, you've got my messenger. If you want to send the email address to my messenger rather than post it in the chat, we can do it that way. If it's the new iOS system on iPad and phone, I don't know. Some as I say, as DJing knows, we've had this like for weeks now. It's all right. It's doing it now, Vicky. It's doing it now. So you should get the link straight away. Yeah, it's been doing it for weeks, and DJing seems to think it's with the new iOS system on iPads and phones. Well, Random Life Productions actually did an interview with Beauty on a Budget the other week, and the only way she could actually get on through via Hangouts was through her phone. So it beats me. And yeah, watching Ace of Days eat all them hot dogs last night, I felt for him because I thought to myself, any minute now he's going to go pop, because he was absolutely bloated. Yeah, 12 hot dogs in buns.
There we go.
Mine. As soon as I agree, it goes black, then goes to my... It probably is with you being on your phone DJing. I don't know. Same as I say, what device you on, Vicky?
iPad.
You see, Vicky's on the iPad, so I don't know. It's sort of like,
yeah.
I
don't know. Usually, when you click it, it comes up right away. So I don't know.
So as I say, I know how to invite people. You click on the icon in the Hangouts box, and basically, because you've been on before, it should come up with you automatically.
Yeah, that was
what I mean? But it wasn't doing it. So I copied and pasted your email address, sent you an email.
Yeah, it worked this time. I don't know. Usually it pops up right away, so...
And the real Joey B says, go Android. And he says, I've got both iPad and phone, and does the same on both.
Yeah, see, I have my phone here too. When you sent the email this time, it came through on my phone too, so... Which is fine. I don't mind that.
So say I'm not very technologically minded, so I mean, I haven't got a clue. I just know how to invite people up, and you know.
I always joke around I'm allergic to technology. Yeah.
So at Midnight Raven says on the tablet, try and Hangouts invite. If you want to, same as I say, if you want to, yeah, let me just try, see if I can get Raven in.
Absolutely.
See if this works.
Check my numbers. Oh, wow. I just checked my numbers. I'm at 887.
Oh.
So close.
Ah,
We get it?
yeah. Let's see if this works. That's the thing, because I'm saying I have done the invite, and it came up with the Midnight Raven. So this is the thing. We'll see if this actually works.
Well, I saw a little icon pop up on my screen just now that said that you invited her, so it should.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully.
Joey B says, what was the white thing on your bottle?
Oh, this little thing. This is my little 9-year-old bought this for me for Christmas. It's supposed to be a vase hugger. But because I don't have a vase and I don't get flowers, I hooked them on my water bottle. So
Hey,
there she is.
Sugar.
That's okay.
I'm going busy watching her going from side to side and upside down.
Good morning, Raven.
Hello. Technical difficulties again. When don't I have?
Oh, I like your t-shirt.
Can you hear?
Yeah,
You can hear me today, right?
Yeah, perfectly.
I borrowed my son's iPhone headphones today so I can get a new pair.
All right. We're going on about vases and whatever, and funnily enough, I've got like a rose bush in the front garden, and
yeah,
the flowers have just actually come out.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, lovely. I love roses. My favorite flower, rose.
When I first moved in here 13 years ago, my 23-year-old bought me bachelor buttons to put in the front garden, and they're spreading.
We've got these trees on the back, and I don't know exactly what they are, but they're like how can I put it? I forget what they were called. Pixie's dad told us what they were called, and I forgot now. But it's like a tree.
Okay.
And basically, one side there's a lilac colour flowery thing comes on it, and then the other side it's pink.
Right.
And sort of these were already planted in the garden, but as well as that, the previous occupant of this house had planted one in one of these planter things. So we've got a lavender coloured one, a pink one, and the one in the plant pot is actually a white.
Oh, wow.
Lovely.
But they look that nice when they sort of start, and they're actually starting to come through as well. And they actually look nice on the bush itself. That I begrudge going and cutting them off, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't want to cut them. It's like you don't want to eat certain things because they look so pretty sitting on the plate, you know. But
but the thing is, like, you know, once it's sort of bloomed and they're starting to die, we did get advised that you have to cut them off once the actual they've bloomed, and then sort of on the dying, you have to cut them off and dispose of them, and that sort of, you know, it supposedly supposed to get more blooms the following year. Hiya, Marie, how are you? But it is, I mean, if you were to see, I'll have to go out and I'll have to take some pictures once they're sort of like in full bloom. I mean, at the moment, there's sort of one that is actually come out of the purple ones, and then, but the rest are like greeny. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Not done blooming yet, but they're actually beautiful. You know, I've like a purple one side and a pink the other. You know,
that's pretty. There's like in my garden out front, like I like to get perennials so that way they come back every year, right? But I have I just planted them. I didn't know the bulbs were so good. I've had the bulbs sitting in the house for like 2 years, but they were daffodils and tulips, and the daffodils came up no problem. They looked really pretty, but problem is they're only a spring flower. They don't stay long.
That's it. Tim's World and Scott Ross.
Oh, hello, guys.
Marie says she's trying to wake up.
Aren't we all?
Me too. It's 5:45 in the morning right now.
Oh, we're on 10:47, so it's sort of mid-morning for us, but
it's mid-morning, but I'm still waking up. Takes till about lunchtime to fully wake up.
Yeah,
well, I wasn't supporting Scott Ross, but I am now.
Did you see what Beauty on the Budget just
Beam
said?
me up, Scotty.
My family calls me dead.
Thing. I mean, me and Pixie, neither of us are very green fingers.
Everything I plant dies. Oh, poor you, Beauty.
The funny thing is,
I don't keep plants, see, then they can't die.
Well, you see, the funny thing is, before my mum passed away, she got like this little, it was just like what I call a bed. It wasn't like a full-blown garden, it was like just a bed. So, but the next door neighbour was always every waking minute was in the garden.
Right.
Back door.
So basically she said to my mum, she says, oh, I think in that bed it look lovely, you know, do you mind if I go and buy some plants and I'll put you like a load of plants in this bed. I mean, it were all like, because she'd come round and like dug it up sort of thing, ready to plant some bulbs.
Yeah.
Oh, she says, yeah. So my mum said to her, well, you go to garden centre, you know what you're choosing. I haven't got a clue.
Yeah.
So she went to the garden centre, she came home, she bought all these bulbs, and obviously my mum paid her for them. So anyway, I think she planted everything. She planted pansies, daffodils, tulips, you name it, I forget. And I think the only things that actually came through were the daffodils.
Yeah, they're a strong plant.
You know, whether or not it was the soil in this particular, like, you know, it weren't like it were, they'd made like a box, but a big one, size of a shed, you know. And my mum says, well, I don't know what, you know, it always seems it's me.
Yeah.
You know, they can't get anything to grow.
Yeah. Yeah. I just forget to water everything.
I'm just not very green fingered, to be honest. The only plants in my garden are the ones that were already there.
Well, you see, this is what I was saying about
nature's growing mine.
That side was already here. Yeah, going back to that Beauty on the Budget, she says, I did get an email yesterday that YouTube are stopping the, you know, like where it says in a box, send private message. They stopped that apparently. I think it's 9th of July.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Well, I mean, we have enough with the lives to have the private message too and everything else. It's a bit complicated, you know.
Well,
for me, anyways.
I mean, I went to somebody's yesterday, and they got on about it, and I says, well, basically, I don't think a lot of people will miss it because people are not using it.
Yeah, I think that's why they're stopping it.
Yeah, and that's what I said. I says they're probably stopping it because there's not many people using it, and it's like dead wood, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. What are you up to today, Raven?
Not a lot, to be fair. I can't get out of my village. They've closed the buses for 2 weeks, so
oh dear.
Oh no.
I'm kind of stuck at home.
Why'd they do that?
Angular Water have decided to rip the road up, but they keep swapping the day that they're going to reopen it. So,
well, it's like
messing with us.
Yeah, we had like on our road, there was all old lampposts. Now we got a thing through the door, saying that they were coming and putting these allergen jiggies in. And it says, oh, you know, the letter stated, oh, we'll post signs around your estate when they come in. So anyway, they put a few weeks later, these signs come up. We'll be starting on such and such a date and last for so many days. Right, fair enough. So anyway, on the day they were due to start, it was absolutely banging it down. So they didn't actually start on the date that they were supposed to have done.
Brother.
No, you know, we were never told they were even doing it. They just dug up the road, and when the bus tried to go down there, it was told it had to go back. The road was closed. So we had no notification at all. When I tried to get home from the hospital on Thursday, they decided that they were cancelling the buses without any notice.
Jeez.
So,
yeah, I agree. Beauty on a budget. I have most of my friends on Facebook. I have Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. So I've never used it. I didn't even know that YouTube had that.
Oh, going back to YouTube, Pixie said last night. So I think he's sort of feeling a little bit. He says it might go live tomorrow night.
Oh,
so
I did like his drone and his sheep. Yes, I did like that one last night.
Yeah,
I did comment on the tiny little black sheep by itself. I said I feel like that.
That black sheep all by itself.
One little black sheep. I said that's just like me. One tiny little black sheep.
Yeah, I got called that too. Don't worry, Raven.
I was like, don't worry, Pixie. I'll join the sheep.
That's in common. I mean, I was always the black sheep of the family because
me too.
I left school. I went straight to work. I went to work in a factory. My sister did well for herself. She went to university, blah, blah, blah. So basically, I was the black sheep of the family because I wasn't one that was interested in education, let's say.
Yeah, my brother went, he's always had like these high-end jobs because he took accounting and everything else. And he's married, he's got vehicles, everything else. He owns his own home and everything. And of course, me, I've got 4 kids, no husband. So.
Well, you see, and the same goes for Pixie because he's got 2 elder sisters, and both of them have got good jobs, and sort of. I mean, I don't really like discussing it on here, and Pixie's not here, sort of. But he noticed a post on Facebook, and it says family barbecue because his nephew is actually going over to the States in Maryland. I think for 10 weeks.
Right.
So his family posted a picture, family barbecue, good send off, blah, blah, blah. And we never even got an invite.
Oh, wow.
And his dad actually came back sort of instantly saying, well, we didn't know till the last minute, is because his mum and dad are split up. And apparently his dad and his girlfriend organised it. The same as I said, his mum's got his phone number, his dad's got his phone number.
And none of them called.
The lad's mother has got our phone number, so it wouldn't have took 2 seconds to give us a ring, say, are you doing anything Sunday? My ex is organising an impromptu barbecue because Stephen's going to America for 10 weeks.
Yeah. That is hurtful. Yeah, that's I've had those things where I've had a rift with my sister-in-law, and because of that, of course, my brother, I commend him. He stood by her side and respected her decision, but I just turned around and I said, you know what, fine, then I'm going to have my own get together here, which is hard on my parents because, they've got to go to my brother's and then they're going to come here, and it's hard for them to see the 2 of us fighting. So
Kenneth, the fam. Yeah, well, you see, same as he says, he didn't even know until his dad sort of posted a comment on that particular picture that was actually going away that same night. I didn't even know that until the very last minute that they were going on holiday.
That's not right. But I mean, what are you gonna do? We can.
Well, this is it. Same as I said, it's their loss, not ours.
Yeah, we can pick our friends, but not our family, right, Raven?
Yeah, I've got a nan that's had a grudge since the day I was 15, and I'm 34 this year, and she's managed to keep a grudge for about 17 years. She's doing well.
You know, I mean, you know, in all fairness, I mean, Pixie and his dad have sort of never seen eye to eye, but you know, but what hurts us the most is it's basically ostracizing Callum as well.
Yeah, that's not fair.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, Callum is their grandson. They've only got 3 grandchildren.
Yeah.
And, you know, they make a lot of the other 2 grandchildren, but hardly ever see Callum. And that is what, you know, same as Pixie says, I couldn't give a stuff. They do what they want to do, but it's hurtful to Callum.
Yeah. Yeah. My kids, my ex, when we first had our son, he never said anything to his parents. He lied to them for 4 years, saying that he had nothing to do with me, that he was just paying child support, and he was having nothing to do with Austin. And but yeah, he was at my house every day, almost every other day, almost every day. And the hard part for his sister was his parents and him never even told his sister at all. And until I got pregnant with Carter, I said, you know what, I can't do this anymore. So I phoned his parents, and his mom turned around and said, this is an effing nightmare. And for her, it was hard because he was dating someone, found out that he was, and even his girlfriend that he had at the time had no idea he had kids. His work had no idea he had kids. The rest of his family, his best friend, none of them even knew he had kids.
It's terrible, that is.
Yeah. That's why when I was saying to you, like, I mean, I may not have been physically abused by him. I was by my oldest son's dad, but it was just, yeah, it was the hardest thing. And then he turns around and he makes everything look like it's my fault. But anyways.
It's all right. I'm just trying to find your link.
Sorry, hang on. Sorry, that's my alarm clock.
I'm just finding both of your links because Bella wants to.
Okay, what's that? The lady in. Oh, okay. Sorry. Somebody was asking who we were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sugar.
Uh-oh, what'd you do?
Well, I thought I'd copied and linked you. Oh, Midnight Raven. Do you want to post something in the chat? Night Owl, because Beauty on the Budget. She says she's got Raven.
Okay, there you go. I just did.
Yeah, that is the Night Owl, Bella. So, but Bella's actually coming to the Birmingham meetup when we go in July.
Oh, okay. I wish I was closer to you guys.
Well, this is it. Same as I say. I mean, we are sort of hoping to have another one a bit later on in the year, probably September, October time. Because Crimson was on about coming, but obviously it's like too short notice. You know, he's not got a passport or anything yet, so
I'll have to check on prices and stuff for flights and whatever. But because I have to bring my boys, I can't too. We have to bring Carter. Is it what did Pixie say the other day? When I put Carter on screen, said this is his competition.
No, he was just laughing about it. That's when it sort of he asked because he got a Liverpool top on.
Yep. Yeah.
He thought it was Liverpool, but he weren't sure.
Yeah, I don't know. We just got it given to us by a friend of ours, like I guess an old soccer uniform. And I said, I don't know, honey, you have to take it off and throw it in the trash now. Yeah, I hear you, Marie.
It's only basically because he supports Sheffield United, which is our local team.
Well, I guess I'm going to be blacklisted too because I'm a Manchester United fan. So.
Oh dear.
Oh, Big Red Bear's just got his provisional license.
Hello.
I've been saying for years I was going to learn to drive, but never got round to it. Hey, yeah. Rosa Princess, how are you?
Yes, hello.
You know,
Big Red Bear, haven't seen him in a while.
You know, it's one of these situations where why have a dog and bark yourself? Because somebody Pixie drives. So if I want to go anywhere, Pixie. But I keep saying sort of it'd be handy for me because 6 days out of the 7, car's parked out there because he's got a works van.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Like for doctor's appointments or if I wanted to go to Asda or anything, it'd mean I could just get in the car, go down to Asda. You know, job done, so to speak.
Right. Yeah. Well, with me, like, because I have sleep apnea and because of my syncope, I can't drive. They've told me they notify the DMV and everything. I'm not allowed to drive, so I have to rely on the bus or my dad.
A funny thing is, Vicky, I suffer with sleep apnea. I've got a machine.
Oh, what? Oh, okay. All right. I had no idea. It's okay. I think she was just kidding around, but I don't know, Bear. But you're welcome to come back on if you want. It's fine. Sorry.
Oh, Beauty says she lives 20 minutes from Old Trafford.
I don't know where that is.
That's Manchester United's ground.
Oh, okay, sorry. I didn't put 2 and 2 together. Sorry.
Yeah, Old Trafford is Man United's. I mean, even I know that, and I know naff all about football, but
I knew that, but I don't like football. My son supports Man U.
Yeah, Raven. It was funny, like that Star Wars quiz. There's quite a few new people in that. I was actually quite shocked.
There was quite a few people that night, weren't there? Yeah, even I couldn't win, Big Bear. I tried the Star Wars one, and I came like 4th, 5th. I tried.
Yeah.
There were some really good people in there.
Real Joey B.
Some of them knew a lot.
Yeah. Real Joey B says, I got one for you. Was talking to a friend's friend. They used to date each other. He never told her that he'd got married 4 years before.
Oh my God.
Jesus. Wow.
That's okay, Bear. That's fine. You know what? I like it in there.
We've got to talk about whatever subject comes up, Big Red Bear, whether it's Old Trafford or Bramall Lane or wherever. I mean, if the subject comes up, we'll talk about it.
You know what? Speaking of football, I was watching a thing the other day. They were talking about how in the stadiums, some of them, they have like an away entrance and a home entrance, and there's one little section for the away people, and they have literally, it's lined with police officers because of the actual like the rift between the teams. That's so weird.
Well, you see, I Choppers Rules.
Hey, Bama.
And Barma Grits has come in. It says, good morning, Jeanette. The Night Owl and the Midnight Raven. You all look beautiful this morning.
Yeah, okay, sure. You're just waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning.
How close are you looking?
Yeah, you need a new pair of glasses.
He ain't got his glasses on, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Get your glasses on, mate.
See, the problem I do have a sleep apnea machine. Now
Me too.
It just goes over my nose, but it's like a mask, and the bits at the side where it goes round is plastic. So I get up like this in the morning.
Yep, me too.
And all these, I don't know whether they've sort of gone. They do go over, a matter of hours, but I get all like these plastic mark things on both sides of my face. I mean,
yeah, I see it.
Yeah, we'll say that one's sort of still there a little bit.
Kitty, go.
Chopper's Rule says his mystery video's up.
Exactly.
Oh, yay.
Ooh.
Go.
Yay.
Yeah, Big Red Bear says it's called a derby. But you see, like in our town, there's Sheffield United and there's Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah.
The other team is about 20 minutes away.
Yeah.
But they have to segregate the fans because the two teams hate each other. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, they're so passionate about the game that it's, I've never seen anything like, even here, like with the CFL, our Canadian football, we have home and away, but we're not aggressive like that. So I don't know what I'd be like.
It's like same at Manchester. There's Manchester City and then there's Man United.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then sort of in Liverpool, you've got Liverpool and you've got Everton.
Yeah.
And there's always rivals in each town, wherever you go.
Yeah, that's hard. You can call me Vicky Bear. Sorry. Anybody can call me Vicky. It's you know what, I get used to people calling me Night Owl, but it's like if that's too much to type in, just call me Vicky or whatever. Man United is bad. Really? I didn't know that. What fan is Bear? Like, what's his favorite football team?
Well, he lives in Swindon, so I would imagine he's sports Swindon.
Yeah, that's true.
You see, Equinox Photography, he's actually from Bristol, so you see there again, there's like Bristol Rovers and there's Bristol City.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Yeah, there's two different teams over there, too. Baz is a Man City fan. Oh, uh-oh.
But yeah, I mean, most towns I've actually sort of got the two opposing teams, same as I say here in Sheffield, it's Sheffield United and Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah. Holy cow. I thank God our teams are more spread out.
Chopper says, I get it now. You're talking about football.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sort of.
That's why, it's funny though when I say Carter's got to go to soccer. I always say footy to you guys because I know that we call it soccer, but I always say Carter's got footy.
As well as that, Vicky.
Yeah.
Each sort of team has got what they call their anthem, if you know what I mean.
Right. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. I've heard they chant the anthem a bit before at the beginning of the game.
You see when Pixie and Callum go to the games, they all before the kickoff. It's all right, I'm spitting all over the place. They always sing this what they call the Greasy Chip Butty song, and they've actually both got it in a frame.
Oh wow!
And it's like is it Annie's song?
Okay.
You fill up my senses.
Oh right. Okay.
Well, they sing I forgot now. It's called the Greasy Chip Butty song. Like a packet of wood binds, like a good pinch of snuff. Some of say I don't really know. I sort of only know like snippets of it. You know what I mean? But it's based on that the Annis song, but they put the words to it.
Yeah. Poor Raven sitting here. She doesn't like sports.
Oh, my boys love sports.
Hello, Tenta La Fortuna. Who's that?
What? You're a big Man U fan, aren't you?
Yes. Beauty on the budget says she's West Ham because she's a Cockney girl. Yeah. And Beauty on the budget is that their theme?
When's the World Cup?
Forever blowing bubbles.
Yeah.
When is it?
Alexa, when does the World Cup start?
The 2018 FIFA World Cup is scheduled to take place from the 14th of June 2018 to the 15th of July 2018.
So it is next week. Oh,
I thought it would. I was going to say, I think
they're going to lose, even though there are home.
Tenta Fortuna and DM's mix up. How are you?
Yeah, I thought it was next week, Big Red Bear.
Yeah.
Wow, four whole weeks of football.
Wow. Bennett. I'm going into
They're going to hiding.
Well,
I'll hibernate for the month.
Funnily enough, we watch Good Morning Britain in the morning, when we get up at 6 o'clock. And they actually, I think it's on the 28th of June, because that is when the group thingamajig, when they've all played each other, blah, 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 and this, that, and other. But they're actually doing a Good Evening Britain on the 28th of June, because that's sort of been the D-Day, whether or not England go on to the next round.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh, wow. 4 weeks, get the beer in. Yeah, I hear you.
Well, Pixie, not because he's working, so only time he'll be able to get the beer out is on a Saturday night.
Yeah, I do. Yesterday we just finally, for my son, he's really happy. We got beer in the grocery stores here now.
Oh.
Yeah, so Sean got me to buy him a small 6-pack. So
you'll be drinking in commiseration, Big Bear. England aren't exactly going to get very far, are they?
Nope. That's right.
I know you have to be optimistic, but I'm being realistic. They'll be out in the quarterfinals.
Yeah,
I reckon they not get past the stage.
Yeah, you think they'll just fail entirely?
Isn't it like 4 teams in a group?
Yeah.
I don't think they'll get past that. I don't.
We have a habit of going out in the quarterfinals. It's become our thing. We get that far, everyone gets their hopes up, and it's like, no, they're out again. It's like, oh, for God's sake.
Big Red Bear just
put your
said,
finger out.
It, Raven.
Yeah.
I don't have to jinx it. I think they jinx their own team, personally. I think they're already.
Big Red Bear says, I heard in Canada they are mad big on hockey. It's ice hockey, actually.
Yeah, it's well, we call it hockey, ice hockey, but we're big on hockey and football here because it's just, we love both the NFL and CFL here, but we're big on hockey because there's
I'm going to say I know that for a fact because my friend's ex-husband in up until his teenage years he was actually brought up in Canada. He wasn't born there, he was actually born in England, but I think it like Pixie's dad, his dad went over there to work, and he's a massive ice hockey fan.
Yeah, you know what? It is the biggest thing with a lot of guys and whatever. But a lot of guys out here are shocked when women actually like sports.
Beauty says, I'm going to have to go, guys. I'm waiting for Sainsbury's. Oh, are you having a known delivery? Make sure he ain't got a wig on, Bella.
Hi, Beauty. Hey, little bee. How are you?
Hi, little bee.
The diet's going fine, Chopper. It's been 24 hours.
Yeah. Bear, I agree with you. It's a crazy sport. But I mean, their fighting has got down to a minimum. But when they start fighting, yeah, it's pretty rough. An off-road meet last weekend. Oh, cool. Sorry, I'm just reading comments here.
Oh yeah, Bar Margaret says built on a budget. I'm right behind you. It's dialysis day. I hope everything goes well, Bar Margaret.
Yeah.
I don't think either of you have heard this funny story. I mean, Big Red Bear's probably heard of it. I were waiting. I'd ordered an Asda delivery one day,
Mm-hmm.
and it was when we started playing up, etc. So anyway, sees the truck pull up, goes to the door. Bloke comes up and I says, "I'm going to be cheeky here." I says, "Would it be possible?" I says, "for you to actually bring it in for me?" I says, "I've got a chair in the kitchen." I says, "Sort of unpacking it's not a problem. It's just actually lifting the stuff from the front door to the kitchen." Mm-hmm. So he says, he bought everything in. He says, "Well, if you want, Duck," he says, "I can help you." It's her husband that's on dialysis, not her.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So anyway, he said he bought the last of the shopping in. He bought it in like they have these big green basket things.
Mm-hmm.
So he says, "Well," he says, "if you want, Duck," he says, "I can sort of help you unpack it if you want." So I says, "Oh, that'd be lovely." So, but it will like it is today. It's very windy outside. So he comes in and he says, "It's that windy outside." He says, "I thought it was going to blow my wig off." So I sort of just sat there laughing, thinking it were joking.
Oh.
So anyway, next minute, it sort of, anyway, it whips his mobile phone out and he says, "Here," he says, "this is a picture of me." He says, "without my wig." And he was bald as a Stewart. Got this big beard, but it sort of when he did the delivery, it was like a designer stubble sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I says to him, I says, "Oh, I thought you were joking." He went, "No, look here." And he pulled his hair back and you could see like the weave here. Where oh, same as I did say beforehand, Big Red Bear, you probably already heard it before.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
But I thought all along it was joking, but it weren't. And apparently it was. So he put his hair back, and it was like you could see the like weave here, you know.
Yeah.
And but it was like a quiff, as I call it, like just this bit here.
Yeah.
It's still got the sideboards and everything. It was just like a bit of a mop here that it got stuck on. Yeah, and I you know, and I says to Pixie, I says, I was so embarrassed. I felt like I wish Grand had opened up and swallowed me up because I was laughing and thinking it were pulling me chain sort of thing. But he didn't. He actually showed me the evidence, and I said, I wish I'd have got my phone or something with me, and I could have done it as a vlog. As the delivery man's wig nearly blew off.
Oh wow! Oh my gosh!
And I says, if I ever delivery again, I mean, I've had quite a few before since then, but it's been different blokes. So I says to Pixie, if he ever delivers here again, I says, I'm going to get my phone. I says, I'm going to do an interview with him.
Yep.
I says, and get, explain what the procedure is with this bit of hair that he's got stuck on his head.
Yeah, if that happens, we definitely have to see that interview.
But he's same as I say, he's never delivered before, again. Yeah. You're only sort of, I'd say, in his 40s. You know what I mean? But it was one of them moments where you wished a big hole would appear and you'd crawl down it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm there laughing away at him, thinking he's joking. Oh dear. So we sort of thought of a theme tune that I could play if he ever comes again. Have you ever heard of Wakefield? Saturday night, da, 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 da. Pretty baby.
Yeah, you should rig up and ask for the wig man. Yeah, exactly.
I should have got his name, really, same as I say, but I was that busy sort of unpacking the shopping and everything and sort of,
Laughing
you know, laughing because I thought he was joking.
Exactly.
And
yeah.
And when Pixie came home,
Oh my God.
I says, well, there's only one person it could happen to, and it always happens to me.
This is me.
Hey, happy birthday for yesterday, Carter.
Hi.
Hey, Carter.
I said, I just woke him up and I said, Carter, Mrs. P's on. He got disappointed because he didn't see you yesterday.
Oh.
So I said, and he went, Mrs. P? Like this from upstairs. And I said, yeah.
I was a little bit poorly yesterday, Carter. I'm sorry you missed me.
It's okay.
Yeah, we celebrated Austin's 14th birthday yesterday.
Ooh.
No, so I can't believe. Hey, Crimson. Yeah, it was kind of cool because we hung up these. They're called whack-a-packs, and it's like a little inflatable balloon, and you whack it, and it blows up the balloon. It's only little, but we hung them all from my doorway. I'll post the video probably tonight. But it was really funny, and he had some sushi, and we got him a cake and everything. So,
wow.
Oh yeah, and can I tell them the surprise?
Oh yeah, he has to quietly tell you the surprise that we have for Austin when he gets home today. Come here, you tell them.
So later we're gonna have a water balloon fight.
We're gonna dump them out his window onto Austin's head when he gets home from school.
I didn't expect that.
Yeah, Sean's gonna be waiting up at Carter's window when they get home, and then dump it.
And
Going to soak him when he comes home from school, are you?
Yep.
Yeah.
We were gonna do it yesterday, but Sean, he goes and helps my neighbor. She's handicapped. She can still drive, but she can't lift very much. So he goes and helps her grocery shopping. And sometimes she takes them for like 3 hours. They were gone last night, so we couldn't do it because it was dark by the time they got back. So Chopper says hello, little man from Australia.
hi.
My little baby.
I have sent you.
Oh yeah, did you already tell them about my trip?
What trip?
Yeah, Crim.
I'm going to the
Oh yeah, he wants me to tell you he's going to the States with his auntie on the 17th until the 20th with his cousins.
Wow.
That should be exciting.
Cool.
I'm going to be so bored and lonely without my little boys.
What about Sean and Jordan?
Nah, I can do without them.
Yeah, what I say, Callum's 16 this year, and is sort of just going through phase. He's got work experience in July.
Mm-hmm.
I've had an email about that. Basically, because it's like working with food and everything, he's got to take a change of clothes with him every day.
Yeah,
working from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m. because she didn't think it would fair on him because she said they start at 7 a.m. and finish at 4, I think she said, or 5. She says, but
sorry,
by DM mix-ups. She didn't think it would fair on Callum to do all that, sort of on your work experience. So they sort of said to him, you want to do the normal hours that you do at school.
Yeah.
9 till 3. Yeah. So he says, yeah, fine. So she says, they sent an email. Yeah, everything's all right. It's going ahead as planned. What he's doing is where his favourite football team is Sheffield United. It's like a big church on the corner of the road.
Right.
But inside it, they've got their own cafe. They've got 3 big function rooms, which they do catering for. Plus, they do outside catering. So basically, he's got to take a change of clothes just in case, he spills something down. He'll be provided with, I think she says, t-shirt, an apron, and all his meals is included.
Oh, wow.
So, and then he did have a letter come the other day. They're taking him to this big company thing. I don't know exactly what it is. And it's basically all it is doing is preparing him for the workplace.
Wow, that's awesome.
So they're taking so many pupils to this particular place that Callum's going to, taking so many pupils to another. You know what I mean? And it's basically taking them for the experience of visiting a workplace and what it entitles.
Yeah, exactly. You see what Crimson said? Says he still wants to take Colin to the nightclub. There you go. Yeah, and I agree with Choppers. Yeah, sometimes it gets stressful here because they're 4 years apart, but they argue so much that don't grow up. It's a trap, Carter.
Stay young forever.
But they argue so much that I actually said to them the other day, the first one to argue gets to clean the bathroom, and I mean like floors, everything, because I'm done with the arguing.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, like on Sunday, my line was full to capacity with washing, so basically I just pile everything up ready for ironing and whatnot. So Callum gets up this morning. He leaves his school uniform down here. This is what I have to contend with. Look, this is like what he gets into when he gets out of his uniform, and that's basically how he took them off. He just took them off, thrown them on back at sofa. So anyway,
my boy does the same.
Normally, or sometimes, I sort of get his underwear out for him or his socks and whatever. So I thought this morning, no.
Yeah.
You're sort of saying you're independent. You're nearly 16 years old. You can find your own pants and socks.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Because he's got 2 sets of drawers and a wardrobe in his bedroom. And I says to him, well, basically, his pants is in one drawer, his socks is in one drawer. I says, well, right. I says, Callum, you're nearly 16.
Yeah.
Come get your own.
Yep. I made Sean start doing his own laundry at 16. I was done. I said, that's it. So it's the same with the rest of them. They need to learn the responsibility for when they get their own place, right? So,
same as I say, I mean, I don't think even Pixie would probably know how to work washing machine, but that's another story.
Yeah. What was that, Raven?
My boy's got 7 days left of high school.
Oh, wow.
You got 7 days left.
Boys?
My eldest will be 16 in a couple of weeks. I've got a 15-year-old and I've got another one that's 10.
Oh, wow.
So I've got 3.
Yeah. Oh, wow. All boys?
He's in his... All boys.
Has he any idea what he wants to do, Raven? Has he?
Yeah, he's going to train to be a sports coach or work in a leisure centre.
Well, funny thing is,
he wants to do sport.
The nephew that's gone to America, that is the field that he's in. He went to, I think it's Lincoln College, I think.
Okay.
Because he's always been a lifeguard and worked in the leisure industry. And I think that's sort of what he's aiming towards, like either a swimming coach or... I don't really know, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
He wants to do sort of football training / leisure centre, anything to do with sport, really.
Yeah.
So his nephew actually went to the college at Lincoln because I think that is the one that specialises in that. That thing.
Bear, is that what you're saying there, bud? You're going to be 21 on Friday?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I didn't think he was that young.
I thought he was older.
Yeah.
I thought Bear was older.
My wife, whatever, have, and Crimson says, well, what happens with Crims stays with Crims. Well, I'm sure
That's
Callum
right.
would sort of bust his gut to tell us what you got up to, Crimson, so I don't think that's true.
Yeah, I don't think he'll keep it in.
No.
Cat looks like the kind of kid that would just tell you everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is. He is.
Bless him.
You know,
Sorry, Crimson.
You know, there's one thing I could say about Callum without a doubt, he never lies to us. You know, if he's done something wrong, he owns up to it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like, this is like typical. I mean,
You'd be surprised.
not this Christmas that's just gone, the Christmas before.
Yeah.
I obviously the support Sheffield United, so I went up to the online shop and I had 2 mugs done specifically with the names on it, if you know what I mean. I had Chris, like the different designs. I had one done for Chris with obviously Chris on, and then I had one done with Callum on it. So anyway, the other morning, I forget, I think it was Saturday morning, because he always has toast and he has milkshake, but he always has it in his Sheffield United mug.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know what happened. All hell broke loose, and I heard a crash, and I says, what was that? What was that? He come in here and he was distraught. He says, me Sheffield United mug slipped out my hand. He says it's in 1,000 pieces on floor. You know, he were right distraught.
Oh, man.
You know, and he says, you know, he says it basically, it just slipped out his hand, you know.
Yeah.
And I kept saying, don't get so upset about it. I said, I'll go on the Sheffield United shop and I'll order you another one, you know. And he thought it would end it world.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's hard. It's like I had this really nice travel mug that my mom had bought me, and the kids accidentally knocked it off the counter and it shattered inside because it was like a thermal kind of travel mug. And they were like crying. They're like, Mom, I'm so sorry. I'm like, dude, as long as you're okay, I don't care.
Well, that's exactly what I said to Callum. I says, you sort of didn't drop it on your foot and you've got, you know, you've cut your foot or anything, or I says, you've not cut yourself. No, I says, well, don't get upset about it. Them sorts of things can be replaced.
Absolutely.
You know, I says, I'll just go on the website. I'll order you another one.
Yeah. Hold on a sec. What's what? Lovely.
Oh, and Marie says Carter is a handsome boy.
Yes. Marie, that's Pixie's competition for Mrs. P.
And he's got a sword.
Yeah, Mrs. P's his alarm clock. As soon as I mention her name, he's Mrs. P's on, and he bolts it downstairs.
Yeah, I literally ran it down, almost tripped over.
They heard you yelling Mrs. P when you came down.
Yeah.
I'm just laughing where he says he tries to get down that quick, he almost trips over.
Yeah.
I'm not that enthralling, Carter.
He has a heart. He's very shy. He doesn't like too many people like that. So, you know, you're his alarm clock now.
And if he's saying, "Oh, I don't want to get out of bed," all she's got to start is Mrs. P's on.
Yeah. And he's down here because the one day I called him and I said, Carter, it's time to get up, and all I heard was from the bedroom. I said, Mrs. P's on, and he was up like a shot.
I still remember that. I just didn't want to get up because so many people.
Yeah. Yeah. And then yesterday he goes, is Mrs. P on? I said, no, not today. This was yesterday. And he goes, oh. Why'd I get up? Oh, Cookies, your alarm clock choppers. That's funny. Yeah, it's mental. Yeah.
I made sure I got my tissues outside of me today because I know I'd be blowing my nose quite a bit.
Well, yeah, my allergies are really bad too. Like my eyes get really bad, and I don't wear a lot of makeup in the summer because of that. Like I'm constantly scratching.
Well, this is it. This is all I've done this morning is like keep rubbing my eyes and
yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, my eyes were literally bright red yesterday. Literally looked like I'd been hit in the face. My eyes were literally just apparently bright red. It was really bad.
Vlog from the bog the other week, it were absolutely terrible, and he said whether he'd got to take his antihistamine or he'd run out of antihistamine.
Food.
I'm not kidding you. They were like that. His eyes, they were terrible. His Barry's were.
Bye, Bear. See you later.
Bye, Bear.
Bye, Bear.
You know what I'd do if my cat woke me up at 5 o'clock for his breakfast?
And get a boot.
He gets started stepping right up his behind.
Yeah. I'll toss him off.
I'd throw tin at him and say, "Here, get it yourself."
Here's a can opener.
Oh,
I have a video on
Bye,
Facebook.
Bear.
Hey, baby. Carter's gonna feed you, silly. Oh, my cat woke me up one morning at 3 o'clock in the morning when I first got my CPAP machine. She was, you know, where the air comes out, because I think I have the same kind you do, Jeanette, where it just goes over my nose.
Yeah,
but she started licking where the air comes out.
Yeah. Funnily enough, Benny, our eldest cat, he actually loves that. And sometimes when I'm in bed, it comes right up to me because it's like got like a little vent on the side.
That's it.
And I don't know what he likes about it, but sometimes it comes right up to my face just so we can feel this little bit of air. I don't know why he likes it.
Yeah. She licks the mask when it's like that. She'll lick it. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Because I woke up to the sound of it, you know? And I'm like,
so as I say, he don't lick it, but he just come right up to it. And you know, like some say, it's a way of the air escaping into it. He actually loves that, but I don't know whether it's the draft or
could be,
you know, or the fresh air or you know whatever. But he actually, but I can't say he's sort of gone as far as to lick it.
Yeah, I know that was weird. I was like, get lost, dude. Oh, hello, Leah. Oh, cool.
Hiya, Leah.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying there, Choppers. My cat, she's my little baby. Unfortunately, we do have to put her down, though, because she's been puking everywhere. She's been not using her litter box and just, something's wrong with her, and I can't afford to get her fixed. Okay, Raven, I'll see you in a few. But, yeah, the kids, they want $75 to fix her, but yet they want $95 to put her down.
Oh,
this is so weird. Did you feed her?
Yeah. What happened to Raven?
Oh, Raven just says I hear you. She said she'd be right back. It's okay.
Oh.
What happened to Raven? Now he's panicking. He's like, what happened? Did I do something wrong? Yeah, see, that's what my cat does, Chopper. She'll come up and she'll lick my face until I get up.
Yeah, she licks her nose.
Yeah. So, anyway.
I'll say Benny's got a penchant at the moment. He tries to take over Pixie's pillow.
Oh, wow.
But you don't just curl up in a ball on the corner or, you know, sort of a spare corner. He insists on spreading out all the way across, like, you know, the whole length of the pillow. So Pixie's got nowhere to put his head.
That's too funny.
You know, I mean, a normal cat would sort of just curl up and go to sleep, but he does. Yeah. He likes, you know, like his Aunt Beach is there stretching out right from one end of the pillow to the other.
Yeah. Wait till she puts her headphones in. Yeah, see.
Cooker's got his own pillow.
Yeah, my cat had her own pillow, but she won't use it anymore She'll lay, actually some days when she's hungry or whatever, she'll actually lay right on top of my chest to wake me up.
She actually does that.
Funny thing is, we bought all our cats one of these like donut type of bed things.
Yeah.
Never used them at all.
No.
And my sister came over one day and she'd just adopted a dog, and she says, "Oh, them beds is just like," because she bought one for her first dog, and obviously they got the new dog. So she says, "Oh, that's just like what I forgot what dogs' names are now." Anyway, so I says, "Well, take them if you want them." I says, "Because our cats don't use them." So she took, she took 2 of them, and I says, "Well, if your dogs can get use out of them, I can't see fun in them being sort of cluttering the living room up."
Yeah.
When they curl up and go to sleep anywhere, but except for in the beds.
Yeah. Yeah, Raven, it was funny when you disappeared there for a minute, Carter got worried.
Yeah, and she says she's got to go because her partner's near Stephen Hart.
Okay, hon. Darn it. She'll be back maybe. Yeah, see, she's got to go and... Yeah. Okay.
It's horrible, that is, because I've, same as I say, I've had the same problem for about...
Is there something wrong?
No.
About five months now, and basically it's one, it's the arthritis. 2, I've got a lot of fluid on my knee as well. So basically, when I get up from sitting down to standing up, it just pops out of joint. And even the physiotherapist says, basically, it's the fluid that's causing your knee to pop out of joint.
Yeah,
but they can't do anything about it, or they won't do anything about it.
Yeah, when I was with my sister-in-law one day, we were walking down, and I used to walk everywhere. This is what is hard for me. It's kind of depressing sometimes, but it's like I used to walk everywhere. So we were walking from her house, and it was about, I guess, half a mile down to the pool that we were going to. And we went across an on-ramp to the highway, and my knee went out. And I went sprawling in the middle of the intersection. And she's like, she grabbed the kids that we had. She grabbed the stroller. And she's like, "Sorry if I took the kids first." I said, "Why? Take the kids. I don't want them getting hit by a car. Don't worry about me."
You see, that's a problem with me. And same as I said, I could really do with passing my driving test because I can't go anywhere. So, unless Pixie takes me anywhere, I can't sort of physically walk there. Now, I do because the doctors has just up the road, and we've got like a tram track, like I'd say just basically up the road.
Yeah.
So if I've got to go to the doctors, I walk up to the tram and get the tram up to the doctors. It's only like 2 stops, but it's like all uphill like that.
Yeah.
So I actually walk up to the tram stop, but recently they've installed some benches, which is ideal for me because it is quite a walk up to the tram track. So same as I said to Pixie, that's ideal for me because I know that I can sit on a bench and have a minute, They have
lazy eggs.
What's that, Carter? Sorry.
They have lazy eggs at the store.
Gudetama?
Yeah, Gudetama.
Sorry. He's talking about toys.
Get me for my birthday. Yeah. There's a lot of good.
Yeah, his birthday's on the 11th. Believe it or not. You okay?
Oh dear.
Yeah. Austin was born in 2004, and 4 years later in a week, Carter was born in 2008, but he's on the 11th. So, and Austin's was yesterday.
I can imagine Chopper. He says she's not an happy camp, and his daughter has a dislocated knee and 3 torn ligaments in her left leg.
Hey, Pixie. I'm chatting up your wife.
Carter.
Carter, look at that. Look at it. Say hi, Pixie.
Yeah. Hi, Pixie.
Do you know who it reminds me on? And I think Pixie will agree. He looks like a young John Cena.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, I've heard a lot of that from people. Yep. Yeah.
And it's sort of, I've been sort of trying to think who he looked like, and it's sort of just come to me. He looks like a younger version of John Cena.
Yeah, he does. And actually, that's Austin's favorite wrestler.
No, it's mine.
And yours.
Austin doesn't like John Cena.
Should I tell you who Callum's favourite wrestler is?
Who's that?
AJ Styles.
Oh, yeah, I love him. Yeah, my favorite though is a toss up between Randy Orton and Roman Reigns.
Should I tell you, Matt? I bet Pixie can tell you who my favourite wrestler.
Okay, let's see if Pixie can tell us.
Yeah, come on then, Pixie. Tell everybody what my favourite wrestler was. Oh, yeah, he's not in the WWE anymore. Come on, Pixie, we're waiting.
Yeah, come on now. We don't have all day. No.
One time, Callum used to like John Cena, and we bought him a towel with his name on, a John Cena towel at one time. He's got all the mugs and everything.
Yeah, he says Cena sucks. That's
there you go.
Batista. I used to love him, especially when he came out. He was so cool. But I like him in the Galaxy Guardians of the Galaxy movies. He's actually really good.
Yeah. So you see, he knows me inside out. He knows who my favorite wrestler was.
Yeah, I love wrestling. Really, Sam? Hey, Sam, how are you? Really? Yeah, that's okay. Gregory Johnson, how are you?
Hiya, Gregory. But yeah, it's like we have Sky Television, and he records.
Bye, Pixie.
Oh, okay then. See you later. He records the Raw version because it's on at 1 a.m. on a Monday. Yeah. And then, like this morning, he's been watching the SmackDown version because that's like a Tuesday night. Yeah.
Yeah. I usually watch it at my time here, it's 8 o'clock it starts. And then Tuesday's the same thing. But see, the thing with Monday Night Raw, it comes on and it's on till 11, and then there's an hour, and then it comes on again. But SmackDown, they don't have that with it. It doesn't come on again.
Well, same as I say, I mean, obviously it comes on too late, for us to watch it here in the UK. So he always tapes it.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
He tries to watch a lot of it before he goes to school, and then he just watches the rest after he gets home from school. Yeah, and funnily enough, Carter, they actually went to watch the SmackDown the 18th of May, I think it was.
Yeah, they went.
Yeah.
He put a brief video in, I think Pixie put one up. I'll have to show it to him.
Yeah, they went to this because see what it was as well. We went to Minehead, which is in Devon, last year, to the Butlins.
Yeah.
It was the Raw version there. And Triple H was there as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He's really cool.
Because I think, I don't know whether it was Roman Reigns or Seth Rollins were injured or something. So Triple H had to, because they sort of just got the Shield back together.
Yeah. Yes, please, no bad habits, Sam. Thank you. And yes, I remember Randy Savage. He was awesome. Even when he went to WCW, he was still an awesome wrestler. It was sad to see him go.
And Sam says Macho Man was the coolest wrestler ever. I'm going to tell you a story now, because the cat that I'm talking about, he got run over by a car. The very first cat that we ever had, Callum called it Eddie after Eddie Guerrero.
Oh, I used to love him. Yeah, that was sudden because I had gone to SmackDown with their dad, when we first got together, and Eddie Guerrero was there, and Rey Mysterio and everything. It was the one where they actually poured the paint on Eddie Guerrero's car.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That episode happened here in Hamilton, so it was really cool to see. Yeah,
well,
but the Undertaker was there too.
We went to the Raw one in November. It was only like the one day. Well, we went to Butlins Friday to Monday, but the event happened on the Saturday night, and it actually advertised that it was coming to Sheffield in May.
Awesome.
Now the tickets went on sale on Pixie's birthday, which is the 22nd of November.
Yeah.
And I phoned up that day, and that's how long I'd had the tickets.
Yeah.
So it were like a birthday, a Christmas present for Pixie and a Christmas present for Callum.
Yeah. 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 You know what? I agree, Sam. The Undertaker is very old now, but I guess maybe he just needs the money or whatever. I don't know, but it's always right around WrestleMania or just after that he's there. So I don't know. But I still like him.
But yeah, same as I say, all the, I mean, like Hulk Hogan, I mean, back in the day, and who else were there?
Yeah.
Can you remember Big Boss Man? And
yep.
I'm trying to think of some others.
Coco Beware, the Junkyard Dog.
Oh, what about that big Andre the Giant?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And they have that Andre the Giant. Hey, Raven, is your partner okay?
Yeah, he's going to be all right. I've had to put a thing on his knee.
Oh,
like a cold compress.
What's it called, Kieran? Knee brace kind of thing.
Yeah.
Aw. Yeah. What else? The old wrestlers I remember.
Wrestling.
Wrestling
fan.
Got on from footy to wrestling now.
It's the right girls chat today.
Hey Keith, how are you this morning, Keith?
And one of my
Eagle.
Well, we haven't got the cat anymore, but was named after a wrestler, Eddie Guerrero, when our first cat was called Eddie.
Yeah.
Oh,
hello, Dave.
Gregory Johnson says Legion of Doom as well. Yeah. I tell you one I can remember, and they were as crazy as anything. Bushwhackers. Oh my God.
Yeah. I love that. George the Animal Steel was another one.
Oh God. Bushwhackers, they were absolutely, as we say, a sandwich short of a picnic.
I used to like Bret the Hitman Hart. Him going around in his little pink leotard. And Rowdy Piper in his kilt. I always used to want to know what's under his kilt.
Well, there's a girl now that's in the WWE, and her name's Rowdy Ronda
Rousey. Yeah.
So I think it's some relation to Roddy Piper.
Yeah. Maybe it's his daughter.
So basically,
his jacket.
I don't know.
She's sort of
daughter, niece.
Same thing as him, but
yeah. It's a bit like Ric Flair's daughter does it, doesn't she?
Yeah, Charlotte Flair. And
what was it Marie was saying, or who was it that was saying about Owen? Gregory, yeah. Owen Hart, I was actually watching that pay-per-view when that happened. And I was in complete shock because I don't know if you guys remember what happened, but he tried to come down on the wire.
Yeah,
it was meant to have been a stunt, and everyone thought it was part of the show, and it really wasn't.
Yeah,
well, it just to show. Yeah,
came in. They did the special entrance.
The matches are scripted, but can get seriously injured.
Yeah, that's what people. It is a sport. I think it is a sport. Yeah, it's scripted, but A lot of people
It's
don't
very
realize
dangerous,
the
nonetheless.
injuries they actually go through. Yeah.
Yeah, broken bones, concussions, you know.
Yeah, a lot of people were
It's-
shocked that Vince didn't cancel the pay-per-view at that point. He just kept going, and I think, I don't know, it's kind of I think I would have ended it right there.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good morning, Adam.
You see, it's like sort of occasionally they bring the old. I mean, because Matt and Jeff Hardy's just come back into it.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, they're back in
So,
WWE,
you know,
aren't they?
I do think that Jeff Hardy's sort of what we call on the bench at the moment, or you know, he seems to have gone through a spate where he's getting injured, etc.
Yeah.
I think they're just getting a bit old for it.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
Jeff's getting on.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, body only takes so many years of, you know, constant abuse and being thrown down and jump, because he's always jumping off stuff. You know, the crazier the stunt, the more chance of injuring.
Well, Gregory Johnson's just
the
said
Hardys are known for doing the craziest things possible, and
Yeah.
as soon as I see them hit a table or a chair or the stairs, I just cringe, and I'm like, oh Jesus, man, no! Why on earth would you do it to yourself?
and this is I'm going back to Gregory Johnson's question. How much do you think steroids played into the activity? Myself, I think the biggest majority of the wrestlers are on steroids. Now,
I would say they're on something.
Look at the British,
possibly something.
British Bulldog. He was that pumped on steroid that he suffered a heart attack and died. So basically, yes, and I think that's what Eddie Guerrero died with as well. And I think the biggest majority, I would say, I think 90% of the wrestlers are on steroids. They've got to be.
Yeah. Well, I know that they do major drug test for everyone, but I tend to think it's more for the like cannabis and harder drugs rather than the steroids.
Well, I'll tell you something now. You know, going back to Randy Orton, he's been banned several times for drug use.
Yeah.
And that is not just steroids. I mean, you're not telling me that. Well, put it this way. Does anybody know Paige?
Yes. Yeah, she was. Yeah, she's quite.
Yeah, well, going back to that, and Raven will know what I'm talking about. They used to do some shows in Yarmouth, wrestling shows, in the tower thing. And that's where Pixie and Callum first saw that Paige. And I'm trying to think, Sweet Saraya, her name was, when they went here in Yarmouth. And her brother, it was like a family thing because her mum were a wrestler, her dad were a wrestler, her brother were a wrestler, and she was a wrestler.
Yeah.
Now, he can say that he saw her before she was famous because he went to see her in Great Yarmouth.
Yeah.
Right. So anyway, she goes over to the States and obviously she gets accepted into the WWE. Now, her brother did the same, but because her brother was only short, it was short, we weren't chubby or anything, but they have certain standards before they'll even accept you into the WWE. And he tried out several times and never got accepted.
Yeah.
Because it weren't what they wanted.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in my opinion, a lot of the wrestlers are getting peer pressure from such people as Triple H and Stephanie McMahon and Vince McMahon. You know, biggest majority of the lady wrestlers have all had boob jobs as well.
Yep. A lot of them have. Yep. Especially Nikki Bella is the biggest one.
And I think it's them bowing down to peer pressure. You know, you've got to be of a certain physique, let's say. You know what I mean? And it's just like the men, you know, you've got to have a certain physique.
Yeah.
You know.
You got to have something to
glad
draw
the
them
one
in,
thing-
haven't you?
Yeah, exactly. Well, the one thing I'm glad that they've stopped doing was the for the women is the bra and panties matches, the PJ matches, you know, the lingerie, like
Lingerie
all of those
matches and
yeah, I'm really glad
you
that they
know.
cut those out and made them actual superstars because
Yeah,
some of
that was
these
kind of
women are
weird
tough.
watching it. Kind
Yeah,
of
some
weird
of these
watching
women
two
are
women
tough.
having to rip their clothes off to get down to their bra and pants, and it's like, well, if
Yeah.
you said that and you had a man do it to the woman, they'd just class it as rape, and it, you know, it'd be, you know, totally wrong. You put it in a wrestling match, and apparently it's perfectly fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Just a bit garish.
This is the thing as well. On the news this morning, the Miss America pageant are cutting the bikini section out because it's
really
known as a beauty pageant. It's basically a, you know, the old package world peace, and you've got to have brains as well as beauty, blah blah blah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can have brains, but you got to fit in a bikini.
Yeah,
They obviously cutting the bikini bit out. It did say on the news this morning they're cutting the swimsuit section out.
Yeah, you don't need a swimsuit to save the world.
It's not going to be all about beauty.
Yeah.
So they're cutting the bit out where it says Miss America Beauty Pageant. It's just going to be called Miss America Pageant.
That's
yeah. You know, yeah. Yeah. Can you imagine Pixie in a leotard? I don't know.
and then Equinox has said,
yeah,
WWF. Well, it's actually the WWE now, so it says overpaid actors wearing leotards pretending to be art. Exactly. And Sam Stevens says that's weird. Girls wrestling
take
wasn't
it easy,
wrestling,
yeah. Be careful.
And that's from a lesbian.
Yeah. Like a radio. Yeah. You know, like, I mean, the thing is with the wrestling, the way it used to be back in the day when I first started watching it, like we were talking about the old people, Jeanette, and then now when you look at some of the new stuff, it's all the drama. There's not as much actual wrestling as there should be now, you know.
I mean, I was going back to this the other day. We was on about it. I mean, like sort of when I was growing up, we had the World of Sport wrestling. And Eagle VP probably knows what I'm talking about. And there were such people as Giant Haystacks and Big Daddy and all this. Yeah, they were showmen as well.
Yeah.
But I once went to a wrestling thing, you know, when they sort of ate each other in the ring. But you see them outside
in Poland.
and they're all laughing and joking and they're all best of friends, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll go down to the roundabout then if I'm easy.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just gonna say, Adam, the Hillbilly Jim and when Dusty Rhodes and all them were in it, you know, it's, you know, I missed that kind of wrestling because there was less drama and less talk. It's just let's get to it and beat the crap out of each other, you know.
Yeah, they spend most of the time just talking, you know, the first like 3 hours of wrestling and an hour and a half is then just yelling at each other and calling each other out, and you think, oh, for God's sake, just get on and fight.
Yeah, exactly.
Didn't we pay to see a wrestling match or to hear you give a speech?
Often than not, when Callum's watching it and I'll say, I bet you any money this happened. And then 2 minutes later, the exact thing that I said were going to happen happens. You can sort of read it like a book.
Yeah, like when they do a speech and there's a table in the ring and they call someone out. It's like, mate, you know you're going through that table, right?
Well, this is
one of you is going through that table. They didn't put a table in there for nothing.
Sam said it was less scripted then. That's what's wrong with it now. That's it.
Yep.
And
yeah, everything's choreographed. And
yeah, it's why it's called WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment, because that's basically all it is.
Yeah, so all scripted.
Not wrestling. Yeah. But I mean, some of these younger guys, they don't have the stamina that the old guys used to and everything else. Like the one that used to make me laugh was Ric Flair. I mean, every match the guy was covered in blood, you know? Like, I don't know.
You see,
Brock Lesnar?
Adam Outdoors has put, what do you ladies think of Brock Lesnar?
Okay. My opinion
like him.
of Brock Lesnar, he's good, but what gets me is I agree with what Roman Reigns says about him is the fact that he is not there all the time. He shows up every pay-per-view, but these guys are in there twice a week, wrestling constantly. They're constantly on the road and everything else, whereas Brock Lesnar is not doing that. He's not in matches. He's like, he shows up for a pay-per-view and that's it. Like, and I don't think that's
exactly
right.
what I was going to say is it's like picking and choosing what he participates in, and to me that's wrong. If you're part of the WWE, if he's got a title, then he should have to defend that title whenever and wherever.
Yeah, it should be he should be ready to defend it every single week if that's what it takes to keep him in it. Everyone else does.
Yeah.
You should pull your weight the same as everyone else.
Exactly.
He just wants the limelight, but he doesn't want to put any work in for it. And to me, that's just not a true wrestler.
I don't know what sort of fighting he used to be. One of these like kickboxing.
UFC.
I know it was some sort of boxing where they use the feet as well. But what gives him the right to come and pick and choose when he wants and not sort of earn his keep, so to speak?
Yeah, back in the day, you'd have The Undertaker and Mick Foley in there week after week after week, sometimes doing 2 matches in one show, every single week, keeping their belts. And he just turns up when there's a pay-per-view and the limelight's all on him like, oh, look at me. And I said, well, you don't really do anything, mate.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar.
And Sam says AJ Styles did that.
No. John Cena, my butt.
Yeah.
AJ Styles did that in the TNA and he got screwed. Well, same as I say.
AJ.
What's the one who always used to wear yellow?
Hulk Hogan.
Yes. See,
Hulk
I agree
Hogan.
with Adam too.
Yeah.
Where they said that Braun Strowman. I really like Braun Strowman. He's a big guy, but he's quick. So
we actually saw him when we went to Minehead in November. There were Braun Strowman. Some say they were AAA each. There were Mickey James. I forget now. There were many, I forget. Oh, that Oscar were there as well.
Yeah, I agree with Paul though. What he just said. He said that if the WWE made actual stars like last 15 years, they wouldn't need Brock Lesnar. And you know what? Unfortunately, that is true. They wouldn't need stars like Brock Lesnar if they actually had stars that had stamina, and everything else. But I think the biggest one, like my favorite right now, is Roman Reigns and stuff, because he is there every he's there every day. He's dedicated and everything else, and yet he's still not champion. And even though he's been champion, he never gets to stay champion long enough, and I don't think that's fair. Because
they give it to him and then they take it straight off them, don't they? Give it to them and give them their 5 minutes of fame. They're like, right, you've had the belt, that's it. Back off again. They do it with the Hardys all the time. They give the belt to the Hardys for a week or two and they're like, nah, you've had it enough now. And they give it to some other person, who's been there for like one match. Like, oh, I'll give it to them. I know it's marketing. I know it's marketing, Equinox, but you kind of want, to have wrestling that's worth watching, Yeah. Especially if you pay for it or your pay-per-views and everything. You don't want a match that lasts, 2 minutes.
Well, this is it. Same as I say. I mean, we went to the one at Butlins. I mean, it were a weekend away, but the one that Pixie and Callum went to the other Friday, well, on 18th of May, the tickets weren't cheap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I paid for 2 of them. Yeah, they were quite good seats, but he wouldn't agree with me when he actually went on the night because everybody was standing up in front of him.
Yeah.
£78 per ticket. It cost me
wow.
Wow.
It cost me £158 to buy them tickets, and that's why I bought them for Christmas, because it was £78 each.
Yeah, I agree with Paul, and I agree with Sam. Like,
Yeah,
it's not
it's all
about the
about
business. It's you know, it's not
It's
about
all
their
about the
health
money.
anymore. It's,
Yeah, I was just about to say that at the end of the day, what it all boils down to is money.
Yep, I agree. That's right.
That's it. You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah,
Vince McMahon into poor man is a billionaire, millionaire, or whatever. So, you know, and he's not had to do anything.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Me
been
too, Paul.
unwatchable.
WWE's just getting unwatchable. It's just, you know, all about look at me, and I just don't like it anymore.
Yeah. And it's sad because
Too
like, I used to be
celebritized
so
now,
into-
isn't it?
I never really liked Hulk Hogan that much, but I mean, I used to be in the day when they had that hotline where you could call and hear the wrestlers talk to you and that kind of stuff. And I would live for watching it every Saturday for that hour that it was on. And I really, really liked it. But now it's like, yeah, it's on for like 3 hours and it's all drama.
Yeah, half the time they're not even wrestling.
Sam Stevens says, look how they treated CM Punk. I totally agree with you there. But it's like, I mean, like at the two events that they've been to, got this big merchandise stand. You imagine, I mean, when we was at Minehead at Butlins, there was selling replica belts, and get this, they'd only bought like 6 or 4 or whatever, I can't remember, £350, and they'd sold out.
Yeah.
And I says, what the? Who's going to pay £350? It's not even the real deal. I mean, I don't think I paid £350
surprised.
Real deal, let alone a fake replica. You know what I mean? But you've got some idiots out there that are that much into the WWE. And this came from the horse's mouth because he went and bought Callum a Shield t-shirt. But yeah, and he says, believe it or believe it not. I said, I can't remember whether he said they'd bought 4 or they'd bought 6, and they'd sold every single one at £350 each.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Crazy people out there.
You guys know Austin.
Hey, Austin.
14-year-old. Can't believe it.
Next one.
He's getting up for school. I can't believe he's 14. Ugh.
Yeah, it's a separate story, isn't it, Sam?
Next time. And I
I agree.
Yeah. It's an entirely separate thing, isn't it, Sam? The story doesn't follow on. It's like they do it especially for the UK, and then when they go back to America, it just doesn't follow on. It would be nice if it did. It would be nice if they could fit it in somehow, you know, but
well, awesome, Sam. Yeah, you know what? I agree with you, Raven, right there, because it's like I see a lot of the commercials and they say, "Oh, so and so's gonna fight so and so, and so is gonna fight so and so," and I'm like, "Why is he fighting him? He's not."
Yeah,
I know it's confusing.
Yeah, the matches they set up for the UK don't generally then fit in with the stuff in America. It's just like they just get 2 random people and just shove them together.
Yeah.
So it's just 2 men fighting for no reason because it's got no story with it. They just turn up and beat each other up.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, exactly. It's like when we went to the Butlins one at Minehead, you got like a program who was actually going to be on the thing at the time. Now they was advertising that the Shield was going to be there.
Yeah.
And then at the last minute, I don't know whether it was Roman Reigns or Seth Rollins. One of them got injured, so basically they had to think of something fast, and Triple H stood in, and they fought as a Shield.
Yeah.
So I mean, in my, you know, they're advertising the fact that the Shield was going to be there, but in actual fact, there wasn't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and Dean, like Dean Ambrose is pretty cool. I haven't seen him in a while either. Like, I don't know.
Well, that's it. That's it. You know, but there's that. Same as I say, it is a dangerous sport. I mean, because at the end of the day, it's a sport, it's entertainment, and there's always a risk, and they know the risks that, that you know, accidents happen and they do get injured.
Yeah, and I agree with Paul. Like, if more stopped watching, it would definitely change. But the problem is, Paul, there's too much of a cult following with it, and I don't think it's going to get to that point. There's always the younger generation coming in who loves them and everything like that. So
yeah, Paul Michael says Roman did get very ill, though. To be fair, Jeanette, yeah, I mean, I understand that, you know, illnesses and everything, but when you're,
it's just if you pay a ticket and just to go see maybe your particular wrestler and then find they're not even going to turn up.
Yeah,
be quite annoying.
You know,
because it is a sport. I see what they go through.
I mean, at the end of the day, Callum bought a Shield T-shirt because he likes the Shield, and to be disappointed that actually it wasn't the Shield because Triple H had to step in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I agree with Sam. Triple H is too old. I think some of them, you know, are pushing it. You know, Triple H, people like The Undertaker that will come back until he's literally, I don't know, 100 maybe. I mean, he's only retired like 6 times.
And then he comes out of retirement.
And then he comes back at WrestleMania, and then he's like, no, I'm too old for this. And then he'll come back next WrestleMania. It's like, Jesus, just quit already. Just give up. Just stop. Because it's horrible to watch. It's horrible to watch him come back.
Same way. Yeah.
That's Pixie calling me. I'll just mute my microphone.
Okay. Well, it's like the Undertaker's the same way. He comes back every
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love The Undertaker. I spent most of my childhood, you know, being fascinated by him. And every time he'd retire and come back, I'd be like, oh, this is so cool. And then you get to where he's like 60, you know, nearly 70 years old. And you're like, do I really want to see this old man in the wrestling ring being thrown around? And it's like at some point, you've just got to say, look, you had a good career. Just let it go.
Yeah, I like it when they have the little
let it go.
Bring them back to say hello and stuff like that and whatever.
Yeah, if they were like commentating on WrestleMania, you know, that would be kind of cool, having them in the background, giving their tips, giving their advice, commentating and all that. But you know, when you're seeing a man that's, you know, nearly pushing 70 in the ring, trying to grasp what little of his wrestling childhood, you know, that's still left, it's horrible to watch. You know, I like to see the wrestlers in their prime, you know, and to see him flailing around and struggling, and you're like, man, just give in, just let it
go. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's like Paul was saying, there was never half empty arenas when Steve Austin and The Rock and all that were in their prime. And I think The Rock was smart to get out when he did, because
he timed it to perfection. He became big, he had a thing, and then he cut loose. And
Steve Austin too, like he was another one of the amazing. He was so good, and he was there every week and everything else. And now
you can see Vince's you can see Vince's angle, bringing back people like you know if you were to bring back Hulk one week or bring back Sting one week or Undertaker, it's going to get views. You know, as soon as you mention the Undertaker's coming to WrestleMania, the views just shoot through the roof.
Yeah,
you know, it's just how it is.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm back.
Oh, hello.
It was Pixie. He always rings me just to make sure I'm all right. He says, "He's still live." I says, "Yes."
You're missing it, Pixie. Talking about wrestling, this would have been right up Pixie's street.
I says, yes, and we're still on about wrestling.
Yeah. Everyone will be amazed when they watch this back. They weren't talking about makeup or girly things. Now we were talking about wrestling and football. And
after work, we go on our end of term outing, so should be a good laugh if we're going now. Bye all. Bye, Nick.
No.
Hi, Equinox.
Well, I heard on about Sting. I mean, he was like a one-hit wonder, weren't he? They brought him back and I don't
Yeah,
think
they took him out of, because I used to watch TNA. They took him out of that, stuck him in WWE, and what happened? He just sort of faded into oblivion.
Well, look
It's
at
just sort of nothing now.
Well, it's going back
Sting.
to,
I used to love Sting. I used to paint my face like Sting as
General
well.
Manager.
It's sad.
EC3.
who's the general manager now in with Baldhead? I forget now.
No, sorry.
Um,
Hey,
Kurt Angle.
Yeah, Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle. That's it.
He were in
He's built like a brick.
It were big in TNA and they were fighting and all this. And when he'd run his court, he went back to the
like Pixie said, he broke his neck and then had to be out of it. And then they advise him not to go back to wrestling. And every time they tell him not to, he bloody goes back. And then he injured his neck again. And you're like, seriously, mate, just give in. Just stop. You know?
Look at Daniel
How
Bryan.
much pain do you want to go through?
it was Daniel Bryan. He had an injury to his neck or his back or one thing or other, and they advised him to retire from wrestling. Well, he saw
every time they tell.
Yeah, he did the general manager.
Every time they tell him.
And then now all of a sudden he's back wrestling again.
Yeah, it's the same with Kurt. Every time they told him not to come back, they said the next time you break your neck, that could be permanent. And they still come back. And it's like, at what point do you stop, mate? Is it when you're in a wheelchair? You know, is it when you're in a coffin? You know, at what point are you going to just stop? I know you love wrestling and I get that, but seriously, you know.
It's
not fun to watch.
VP, I did send you an invitation. I don't know whether you're able to come on or not.
Here you go. It's not fun to watch people being carried off in a stretcher and everything, and you think, man, you knew you had a neck injury, you came back. Why'd you keep doing it to yourself?
Well, with that other one in with blonde hair that used to put his hand and say, "We the people." I mean, he were an actual like Olympic wrestler. I mean, you don't hear anything of him anymore.
Oh no!
I'll open it now. See it? Yeah. Gonna get my muscles ready. Ready? I'm gonna open it.
In the medalist got Jack Swagger. That's it.
Yeah.
You can't open it. What chance have I fucking got?
You dropped it.
Yeah, my butt, weakling.
Look at that.
Yeah, look at these muscles. Yeah. I got muscles still. There, look at that. That's all that working in Argos I used to do.
Your arm, Raven? I saw a video yesterday where the guy, he was talking about fails and photos and videos and stuff. And this guy was like this, showing these women his big muscles and everything else. And then you look in the mirror that's right beside him and he's pushing it up like this.
Now, mine is 100% pure fat. No muscle there.
I have muscles, Raven. They just fell this way.
I have muscles. I just keep them all over. I don't like to keep them in one place. I like them spread out.
But mine's all over.
I've got a little tiny one, but that's mostly from carrying, you know, clothes and shopping and stuff, you know, girly stuff.
Going back to the thing, I mean, there's only sort of, I mean,
bye, Keith. Bye.
Oh, bye, Keith. There's only sort of one person in my mind that has made it big from wrestling and into movies, and that is The Rock.
Yeah.
He is I mean, The Miz has tried films, but he's not gone very far. Yeah, Batista's done a few. You know, and
he's in Guardians of the Galaxy, isn't he?
There's one or two
Batista
that have gone into the films, but not made it. But the one person in my mind,
Stone Cold did some.
Yeah,
Stone Cold's done a couple as well. He did a couple as well, and he The Rock.
No,
Batista's probably the most good one.
No, The Rock.
Yeah, the thing is, I mean, the Miz has tried and everything else, but I think they're in most of the B-rated films.
Yeah,
like John Cena even has quite a few movies out, you know. But
yeah, unfortunately, just because you have muscles, you know, and a pretty face doesn't mean you can act.
Exactly.
Marshall, how are you?
You could be God's gift to the Adonis of man, but if you can't act, I'm sorry, your pretty face ain't gonna still let me watch it.
This is what makes me laugh. You've got Jesse the Body Ventura. I mean, he were big in wrestling in his day. He's actually like doing documentaries for Discovery Channel or things like that. You know, you can't exactly say he's made it big since he stopped wrestling because he's resorted to documentaries.
Yeah. Well, I agree with Paul. Like The Rock, I think he got out of wrestling at the right time in his career, and I mean, nobody saw that he was going to be such a good actor, but he's had some really good movies come out. You know,
he can practically do most, can't he? He's done everything from comedy to serious ones. You know, The Rock.
Same thing, Ray. It's not just
horror.
It's not just it's not just the action movement that The Rock does. Yeah. It's a bit of everything. He's like same as you say. He's done comedy. He's done like
he's a bit of an all rounder, isn't he?
Yeah.
Has he been in a horror movie?
Yeah, exactly. My favorite one that he does is the Gridiron Gang, where he's like the ward, or not the ward, but not the warden, but he covers that one ward with the young teens, and he gets them motivated playing football and everything else. And I mean, I love that movie.
I think my kid's favourite one was when he did the Tooth Fairy, and we couldn't believe he put a tutu on and was dancing around.
I watched that, yeah.
I mean, when I saw the advert for that, and I thought The Rock in a tutu dancing around, like, what the hell is this? Like, what? How can you go from wrestling and winning a belt to dancing around in a pink tutu?
Okay.
But he managed it, though.
What I'm saying about him, it's not just diversified in like The Miz is we're an action shoot 'em up movie, but The Rock is diversified. He's not
the SNS.
You know, the action man. He's done like virtually everything.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, he is in quite a lot of movies where he's literally just bulging his muscles. I've seen most of the movies I've seen is him in the tightest top known to man. Like, how can you breathe in that top, mate? Like, seriously, you need a bigger size. His muscles are literally bulging at the seams, but you know, he's actually kind of good at it.
Yeah, I think the Tooth Fairy was the best. That was the best.
I mean, he's done Jumanji, he's done Fast and Furious. He did San Andreas. That was a good one.
Tooth Fairy.
That was a good movie.
I don't think he's done. I suppose you could call Scorpion King kind of more
Doom was
horror-ish, or Doom. Doom's kind of horror. So he's technically done literally a bit of everything.
Yeah,
I think he's kind of cool.
Well, that's it. Same as I say, Paul's just said the harsh reality is nobody cares about The Miz outside the WWE bubble, or know who he is. You know what I mean?
That's enough, though. Yeah.
I think that's the thing with most wrestlers, isn't it? As soon as you're out of the limelight, that's it, isn't it? You have to find a new career, and most of them try acting, but obviously not all of them succeed.
And Gregory says, "Wow, Power did a pile driver off the top rope onto my router."
Oh, he'll be out for a month now.
Yeah.
Sort of going back to Kate, I did see Hazy Days come in earlier on and asked him how he was and said he felt fine.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Oh, his hot dog thing yesterday. Yeah. Oh my God, that was horrendous watching that. Every time he ate one, I was like, oh Jesus, I'd have stopped at one. Hazy did the hot dog challenge.
12 yet?
How many did he eat?
Oh, man.
12. With 12 proper hot dogs, bun and everything.
Oh man, I could do better than that.
I eat one and I feel bloated.
There you go, Raven. That's a challenge. Your son reckons he could do better than that. That is a vlog for you right there.
Yep.
Oh yeah, if you could beat Hazy, Hazy's he's got stamina in him, but Jesus, even when I saw him last night on like the 10th one, he was kind of like,
go make me.
It was like, just stop, Hazy, just stop. And he's like, oh, gotta keep going. It's like, I felt for him.
Kate James,
make me 20 hot dogs.
I'll check Hazy's channel. I'll see what the rules were for it, and we'll do it for you
Yeah.
before we go away.
So if you're still here, Kate James, the Midnight
Hey,
Raven
Kate.
Son says he could do more than 12. So
Oh wow.
Raven's got to set that
I
challenge up.
I mean,
Good.
my son has practically had a 7-course meal before,
Oh, Gordon,
and he still had room.
I'm full after start.
He can eat most things.
Not that. The thing I'm not the biggest fan of is sushi.
So
We'll check it. I'll show you Hazy's channel, Kieran.
Yeah. So if you want to, Kate, Midnight Raven's son says he can eat more than 12. Could you work?
Challenge. Not 1v1.
Ouch.
If you want to sort of send the rules to the Midnight Raven, she's on about
you send me them, Kate.
Yeah, she's on about vlogging son, and he said he can eat more than 12.
Yeah, the noodle challenge, Kate. If you go on my page, both my 20-year-old and when he was 13, they both did the hot noodle challenge. I even have a video of the hottest chocolate bar in the world that my kids did too. So,
Jesus, you got some brave kids.
Yes, I do.
Sam says in the
God, the minute someone mentions the word hot or spicy car, I'm like, no.
I watched it and I was cringing. I couldn't have done it.
Yeah.
Sam Stevens says in the past I did eat 3 full Christmas dinners in one day.
Oh wow.
Jesus. The minute someone mentions a roast, I can't stand it.
Right.
Full English Christmas dinners at that. Wait.
Same as I say, we went out for a dinner dance at Christmas. And Pixie will tell you, I only had the pate. I had patty on these little triangles toast, and I was full after starter.
Oh wow, yeah.
But having said that, I have had surgery, so my stomach is smaller now.
Yeah.
When we go out for a 3-course meal, I generally just have the main and don't have a starter or a dessert, and everyone else is piling it in. And I look at them and I'm like, how on earth can you eat all that? So I struggle with my main. And I usually have a kid's portion.
Well, I tend to, if we go anywhere, I tend to have
I have a kid's portion. I go to McDonald's and I order a Happy Meal, you know. Even a Happy Meal I struggle with.
Sam says it made her ill. Didn't want to upset people.
Yeah.
Jeanette lives in Yorkshire.
Hey, Douglas,
and the night out is in Canada.
We used to live in Great Yarmouth.
She used to live in Great Yarmouth, where we're going on holiday.
So she's probably heard of Cosmo that she lives in.
Heard of what?
I don't know. Cosmos.
Yeah, just ask for a small plate, Pixie. I agree.
It's a Cosmos. It's an all-you-can-eat restaurant in Norwich.
I've not heard of that one.
Jeanette's hosting.
Oh.
Paul Michael Bay said, I'm all bad fun debating wrestling. I just so happen to know far too much about it to take care of.
Yeah.
Okay. Sam's in Northampton.
Bye.
Okay, bye, Paul.
Bye. We're actually in Sheffield.
Sheffield, there you go, Kim. Sheffield.
Yeah, I've never been to the UK, and I know
that's how they went to the wrestling the other night when Charlotte went. Because it was in Sheffield, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We really want to go and see
Sheffield Arena.
Yeah, Sheffield Arena. I think that's the one Charlotte went to, wasn't it? Sheffield. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Oscar were there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of our family went to go see the wrestling live.
Yeah, we want to come to the UK. Sean's the biggest one. Sean and I, we wanted to take a trip, just him and I, to the UK. But we'd have to figure that one out. But if I am able to come in September, because Crimson and I were talking about heading out together, I definitely have to bring my boys because Carter's got to meet Miss.
Well, that's fine. Same as I say. I mean, I'd put you up, but we've only got like the one spare bedroom, and it's a single bed. So I don't think like 5 of you'd fit in one single bed.
No, that's okay. Thank you.
But there's sort of is, you know,
right. Fill up on Doritos. Let's go. Another round.
Yeah. So anyway,
so yeah, I mean,
wow.
When Sam marries Amy, she'll be moving to well, I don't know how to pronounce it, in Georgia.
Dalonga? Why'd you have to move to a place we can't pronounce now? Moving to the USA.
I see what Pixie said.
We'll put
£50 an hour. Wow.
£50 an hour. I mean, it's like when we sort of were saying about Crimson coming over. I mean, this thing on its own. We've got a spare bedroom. We've got a single bed. So, I mean, you know, Crimson's all right because he's on his own.
Yeah. £50 an hour.
Dalonga.
Oh, Georgia. Okay.
You know, and it sort of did say, well, it's got like Jidlid and 2 other people that he knows in the UK. And I said, well, just because staying here, it don't mean to say you can't go and visit your other friends. You know, you don't have to sort of, you know, because she's staying with us, like actually literally stay with us all the time. You know, we'll show you where the station is. We'll take you to the station, you know, and if and when you want to go and meet your other friends, I mean, you're welcome to do so. Just give us a call when you're on your way back. We'll pick you up from the station, blah, 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 you know.
Yeah. Anywho, ladies, I have to say goodbye because got to get Austin off to school here. So, no, he doesn't want to go, but he's going.
Bless you.
And it's so toast alerting him.
Yeah. Well, there was there's a school trip that they were supposed to be taking today to the waterworks, but Carter didn't get his permission form in time, so they said no exceptions. So I said he can just stay home today because they're not even none of his class is going to be there anyway, so he might as well just stay home. But Austin has to go today. So. No, don't. So I will see you guys later. Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining us anyway, Vicky. Thanks.
See you, Vicky.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Still don't have to go.
See ya. Bless.
Hard life. It's a hard life.
Shush, you're meant to be studying.
I've seen what Pixie's put.
Go study.
It says the
only hurricane we get is when Oh, lovely, Pixie. Jeanette must be so lucky.
That's why
no
we're
in
bed.
Yes, no wonder. No wonder she gets you in the ribs, Pixie, in bed. God.
But yeah,
I've been watching the story.
I thank God for small mercies that I wear a mask that's pumping oxygen in me while I'm asleep. Because that's basically what the CPAP mask does. You get in a because sleep apnea is obviously when you stop breathing in your sleep. You know,
you have one of those face masks.
It opens your airways and it's like constantly open while you're asleep.
No, sleep apnea, you dumbass.
Oh, I thought we were talking about your health.
Sleep apnea. You know when you have to have one of those masks that go over your thing to
well
keep you with oxygen.
The one I've got, it just goes over my nose, but it's like
just the nose one.
You know,
all right.
Like a thing
you get the bands. You were saying about the bands earlier. It gives you
it's like got like a thing here.
Sure.
Sort of actually goes over your head, but the actual mask just goes over your nose. But they do them like full face.
Is that uncomfortable? Do you find that uncomfortable?
No.
Have you got used to it?
Yeah, because I've had it sort of. I'm trying to think how long I've had it now. About 6 years now. So at first I thought I'll never get, because I am a light sleeper, and I thought I'll never get to sleep because it being noisy. But the machine is actually not noisy at all. You know, Pixie's got used to it, so it don't bother him, except for when I turn over and it's blowing all cold air in his direction. Because it's a sort of, you attach a tube to it that, you know, from the machine.
Yeah, and then obviously it comes
it's
out
like
and
a little outlet, like a little vent on top. And what we were going on about earlier, it's sort of the access air blows through this vent. So if I turn over and he's sort of not facing me, he gets a cold blast of air.
Oh, bye, Pixie.
See you later.
Bye, Pix.
So yeah, so you know, I got diagnosed with it. You know, I actually, when we lived in Nottinghamshire, because we've lived in Nottinghamshire as well. When we came back from Great Yarmouth, because my mum lived in Nottinghamshire, I sort of wanted to be closer to her because she'd had a few health scares then. And same as I said, if anything happened to her, it were a 4.5 hour drive from Great Yarmouth. I mean, otherwise we'd have still been there now, you know. So we sort of made the decision to get somewhere a bit closer to my mum. And you know, it's I went in that an overnight stay in hospital to do what they call a sleep study, and they rig you all up with these wires and blah de blah de blah. And they actually told me that in a 1 hour period, I stopped breathing 32 times.
Jesus. Wow.
So basically, but people don't understand sleep apnea. It is dangerous.
Yeah, yeah.
It is a dangerous illness to have, you know. And basically, at the end of the day, that mask is basically keeping me alive, let's say, if you know what I mean. But since I've lost all the weight, it has got a little bit better, because they sort of set your machine at a certain like pressure, if you know what I mean. So my pressure that I need has actually dropped 2 since the last time I went.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, Sam says sleep apnea can kill you. It's basically, if you stop breathing in your sleep, it's depriving all your major organs of oxygen.
Yeah, you starve your brain of oxygen.
Yeah, it's not just
really dangerous.
Your heart and everything else. Because obviously, your body needs oxygen to pump your blood around your body.
Yes, night owls come. Got to take kids to school. It's not like you that's got a day off. He's got study leave, but he's not really studying.
Well, it's like
studying the laws of physics of flying down and landing.
He's only got like 7 days, so it's the first study leave he's had. He's only got 2 actual study days, and he's not actually planning to use it to study. So
it's like when Callum.
I've got a countdown on my phone.
It's got a countdown.
Yeah, he's counting literally the hours between now and how long have you got left?
Have you got a ding-a-ling when it's finally over?
He's got 8 days, 11 hours, 15 minutes, and 24 seconds before he officially leaves high school.
Well, as I was just about to say, when Callum leaves for school in the morning and he goes out through that door, first thing I do is woohoo!
Yeah, as soon as the kids get out, I sit down and I'm like, 6 hours of peace.
Well, I'm exactly the same, because all Callum does from getting up to going out the door to go to school is yap.
My son does that when he comes home. He's like, talk. And I was like, Jesus, can you just give me 5 minutes? And then the other one will turn up and it's like, oh, Jesus Christ. I'm going to make myself vacant for the next half hour. I know you can hear me. If you were at school, you wouldn't be able to, would you? You took study leave.
I'm going to say we've only got.
You probably would text me a lesson.
The relief that when he goes out through that door, it's whoo.
Yeah, sometimes when I get the 2 of them, it's like, can't one of you just leave? Just one of you.
Normally it's me.
Yeah, well, you're gone all summer, so I'll be fine. I'll only have one here. He's gone most of it, and he's got like 12 weeks now till he goes to college, and he's away for like 4 of it during the summer. So I was like, oh, thank God, I've only got 1 for the summer holiday. When he got 1 kid here.
Hey, I'll tell you something, one's enough. Because
I don't know, 12 weeks off for him is God, it's a bloody long time. I mean, the other one's only got 6. This one's got 12.
I find it hard.
I mean, my youngest gets bored at 6 weeks. You know, by the time you know, the fact this one's got 12 weeks now, I'd probably drive him crazy within a couple of weeks.
I get bored after like a week of being on.
Oh, you've got 12. My little one gets bored after a couple of days in 6 weeks holidays. Like, when are we going back? You get bored. It's a long time.
Yeah.
We're like that on the countdown to him going back after the summer holidays. You think, oh God, you know, it can't come quick enough. Have I got to put up with him for 6 weeks?
Yeah.
Oh, you've got school on Monday. Woo-hoo.
Yeah, I mean, this one's got, you know, he's got literally 3 months off school, you know. He's used to having 6 weeks, and now he's got literally 3 months. And it's like, he won't know what to do with himself by the time he hit halfway.
Oh, dear. So if I hear of a murder in Norfolk, I'll know who it is.
Yeah. Probably die of boredom. I mean, I hate being at home constantly. I don't know how he's going to do 3 months of it.
Well, I'm exactly the same, and it's the same as I was saying earlier on. Keep saying I want to learn to drive, because car stuck out there doing nothing. It'd mean I'd be able to go to the shops, I'd be able to go to my doctor's appointments, etc., without sort of relying on other forms of transport.
3 months off school, what the heck? Well, Sam, basically my eldest is just leaving high school, and then they have 6 weeks off because of having exams, and then they get a 6-week actual holiday. So he literally has now until like the 1st or 2nd week of September off, because he doesn't start college till then. They've just been studying for the last 2 years for their exams. They get some time off now. They've done 11 years of school. They then get 3 months off.
Sam says, I crashed my car 2 months ago, so no car for me. Oh, dear.
I've never learnt to drive. Never. Yeah, I'm terrified to drive. I've done it before illegally, just once, and I was terrified. I was like, never again.
I'm a terrible passenger, so God knows what I'd be like driving. And it's like we go out in the car, and I see a car approaching too fast. I say to Pixie, oh, don't pull out yet, don't pull out. You know what I mean? I'm ever such a nervous passenger, so God knows what I'd be like actually driving a car. And everybody keeps saying, I have a bit of road rage. Like when someone cuts, when my partner used to drive and someone used to cut him up, I used to go, oh, you dickhead. And it'd be like, Jesus, I'm only the passenger. I used to be more angry at the person than the person driving. And it's like, Jesus, mate, what's wrong with you people? Chris calls me. How do you have a license? I'm terrible. I am absolutely terrible. And I sit there, I'm like, how on earth do you have a license? What's wrong with you people? You know, who passed you when you had your driving test? You know, were they blind? You know. Well, I get paranoid in a car. I really do. This friend Joy, she is an absolute nightmare. She goes fast. I mean, when I went to the hospital the other week to see her daughter, we sort of pulled up to this junction, and there were cars sort of, we're all that far away, and she just says, "Oh, F it," and she pulled out. You know what I mean? It's sort of, she's not got much patience. Oh dear. You know what I mean? And I thought, oh God, I'll be glad when I get home. I'm taking my life in my hands, sort of, you know. Me and Pixie's quite a safe driver, you know what I mean? Yeah. But to get in the car with Joy, it's like from getting in the car to getting out, you're thinking, oh God, oh God. You're like, you see a car coming towards you, like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. It's like, just get me to the place in one piece. You get out of the car and you're like, oh, thank Christ for that. Yeah, she's saying, you know, if like there were a car in front on us and he weren't going as fast as she wanted him to, she says, oh, for sake, she says, hurry up, man. You start pumping the brakes and driving up their ass. I'm like, come on, just move. And you're like, oh my God, they're going to put the brakes on in a minute and they're just going to go bang straight into the front of their car. But no, I get paranoid watching everyone else drive, let alone me being behind the wheel. Just actually thinking about it. I passed my test in January 2012, so I've driven longer than 5 years. Same as I say, my issue was, before I had the surgery, I was 34 stone. I'll tell you how big I was. I was 34 stone. Now I've lost 10 stone, which has give me that bit more confidence. And before, I wouldn't have sort of even attempted to get behind the wheel of a car because I'd be scared in case I got stuck behind the steering wheel or something.
Oh right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm just more nervous behind the wheel that there are so many other idiots on the road. You know, I'm just more worried. You know, about accidents and just. You know, it's just not worrying about my own driving. It's just everyone else. Everyone else is crazy.
As I say, when I was that size, I was a bit paranoid. You know, will seat belt fit round me? Will I get stuck behind the steering wheel? And you know, and they're going to have to call fire brigade out to, you know what I mean? I was that.
Yeah, I can see what you mean. Yeah.
But since I've lost all the weight, I feel a bit more confident in doing it. It's just finding the time to do it. Right, it's nearly 1 o'clock. I think I'm gonna shut it down because I don't know what time I went. Were it about 10:15, something like that? How long have we been?
About that 10, 10:30, I think.
Yes.
I don't know. It says started streaming 3 hours ago.
Oh, go on, Bennett.
It's been a long one today. We've been going today.
WWE talk. Well, I have got jobs to do, so I am going to shut it down. Thank.
Yeah, no worries.
And Midnight Raven for joining me on the panel. I want to thank everybody that joined in the chat, and I'll probably go live tomorrow morning because I won't be going live Friday morning because I've got the baby coming to visit me again.
Yay!
And I have put some of the pictures onto this computer. I'm going to leave it to Pixie to edit it, etc. Because I don't do editing. The pictures are on the computer.
Aww.
It'd just be a case of Pixie sort of editing it, and there ain't many, but it's some like from us holiday when we went to Biddeford Bay last year, and obviously I took about 3 of the baby when she visited last week.
Yeah.
So I'll leave it in Pixie's capable hands of editing it for me. So I'll see everyone later, and so as I say, thanks for coming in and thanks for joining me.
No worries. Have a good afternoon, all.
Bye.
Bye. Huh?